Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I'm your English teacher Zia. I hope that you're doing well and you are ready for this new chapter, this new unit that we are going to learn, and we are going to see all these different SLOs from this unit. So this is our unit number 4 titled The Empty Pot. It's a very interesting and such story with so much lessons and morals. So I hope that you have read it. If not, then read the lesson so that we can be aware of the lesson and what it talks about. So I'll give you a very quick theme overview of this lesson. So the unit explores the themes of ethics and values. It teaches us the ethics and values of life with a focus on moral courage, and students will engage in different and various activities, discussions, and projects to understand what moral courage is, why it is important, and how it can be demonstrated in different situations. Now, when you will be reading the story, you will learn about ethics, moral values, morality, and bravery, courage, and you will get a very good idea about the lesson. So this was a quick theme overview. It will teach you moral lessons, courage, and so many more things. Now, let's move on. Since this is an introductory lecture, I'll introduce the different SLOs that we will be covering in different upcoming lecture series. So for our lecture number 1, our SLO will be to recognize the form and various functions of simple past tense. Now, we are aware of tenses. They are very important in our speech and in our writing. And in this first lesson, we will be talking about simple past tense. Now, we will see it in different examples along with different activities. Now, in the next one, lecture number 2, our SLO is about distinguishing and use linking, feeling verbs and verbs of possession. Here we have linking, feeling, and verbs of possession. We have these different variations and forms of verbs that we will be learning, and we will also differentiate between these along with some examples. We'll see what are linking verbs, what are feeling verbs when we are trying to express our feelings through words that show action, and also verbs that show a sense of possession and ownership. And the next one, students, for lecture number 3, our SLO is comprehend and use idioms and proverbs in the different texts. Now, we will be learning about a figurative language in which we will learn idioms, how we can use them, and why and what are proverbs. We will learn different proverbs by heart and see how we can apply them in our speech and writing. Next one, we have lecture number 4A, in which we will discuss how the readers make choices about the text they like reading. For example, by author or genre to develop new learning with a variety of texts. Now, we will see that when readers or when we are trying to learn or trying to read something, how do we choose what we are going to read? Is this by the author or by the category or genre of the text itself? We will learn about it in detail and compare them and see different kind of books of different genres and how the authors are writing for different purposes. Now, in the next lecture number 4B, this is also about the reading competency. Read an extensive range of fiction and non-fiction books and guess the meaning of the words and phrases in the text. So we know that books are categorized into 2 major categories, fiction and non-fiction. We will see the difference between them. We will see different books as an example, and we will see that how we can learn about all these and how we can read more. Now, for the lecture 4C, we have an SLO Identify and analyze stages of plot development in a fiction text. For example, the plot development includes exposition, setting, climax, and resolution. Now, these are different stages in a story. When we are talking about fiction, the story is organized in a very organized way, which we call plot. It has a sequence, and these are the steps in the development of the plot that we will learn. Step by step, we will see that how the story's plot takes place and how does it move further. So this is a very interesting lecture, and you must attend it and apply it through your reading. So next one, we have lecture 5A. It talks about your oral communication. The SLO says, speak confidently using complex vocabulary and longer sentences to fulfill different purposes. Now, this is about your oral communication. We will see that how we know that speaking and communication have different purposes. And now we will see that how we can speak in a very good confidence in the English language, and we can see that how we speak for different purposes. So this will be a very important and interesting lecture, along with some drills that you need to do in order to practice your oral communication and your conversations. For lecture number 5B, this is about writing. We will learn that how we can write narratives to develop real or imagined experiences or events using effective techniques. These are descriptive details and clear event sequence. So let's break it down a little bit. We will learn it in detail in lecture number 5B. We will write narratives. It can be real, it can be fact, it can be fiction or non-fiction. This is your non-fiction and this is fiction. So we will write narratives about both fiction and non-fiction, which means real or imagined experiences. It could be an event. We will use techniques like giving descriptions in our writing, descriptive details, and clear event sequence. It means that we need to organize our narratives, whether it's real or imagined, in a very good order that is applicable and which makes our narrative interesting and intact. So this is, by learning this, you can write stories, you can write your personal experiences, your journey, and so much more. So this narrative writing is very much important. That's all. These are all the SLOs that we will be covering in our unit number 4. One by one, we will see them. I'll see you in the next video lesson with lecture number 1 on the other side. Thank you so much for listening. Take care of yourselves. Stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.